all these mega corporations get to the point where there is no more demand because people can't afford to buy anything anymore.
Yeah, I've had enough of mega corporation greed. Because every year y'all are raising my rent and my subscriptions, but you guys are crying about having to pay taxes? It's giving Marie Antoinette. I just want to know, when is all this inflation greed and subscription culture finally going to get out of hand enough for there to be like a worker class revolution? And I want to talk about it today because no one can afford any of these middle class luxuries anymore. And greed inflation from these fat cat billionaire companies trying to squeeze every last penny out of us is so real. So what is going to be the limit? Before we all snap and we see like a French Revolution style worker class rebellion, I'm not the only one starting to notice the signs. The first and most popular one for the last 2 or 3 years is subscription fatigue. Netflix was the first to crack down on password sharing, and I've heard that the rest of them are planning on rolling that out soon. So going forward, I'm only going to be subscribing to like one at a time depending on what TV show I'm watching that month. Like, I don't know if you've seen people buying that $200 Hatch alarm clock and then it's asking them to pay for a subscription to use an alarm clock that you paid $200 for, which is an insane statement alone, but still. I tried to plug this bad boy in the other day that I've had since high school to my computer, and it asked me to subscribe, so I've just decided I don't actually need this anymore. I can rely on my phone camera at that price. And yes, all of these things can be seen as luxuries, so let's get into talking about the unaffordable nature of necessities nowadays. Inflation is also affecting rent. A record amount of Americans now can't afford rent at all. Most Gen Z and millennials are still relying on their parents for financial support, which yes, includes 20% of millennials and 68% of Gen Zers just living at home entirely and not really planning to move out anytime soon. Rent for a lot of people is costing like 30% of their income. And a lot of people are spending more than 30% of their income on rent and up to 50% of their income on rent. I think I spend more than half of my income on rent personally. And homelessness across the country, which was on the way down kind of until about 2015-16, is now going back up. That's not good. I don't know what happened with this year of data. I just liked this graph the most. They all pretty much look like that, don't worry. The average price of like a typical home is absolutely skyrocketing, and the price of food keeps going up and up as well. I just used milk for an example because that seemed like a pretty safe staple. And you can see it's just rising significantly. The basic necessities of life, which is literally just food and shelter, are becoming more and more inaccessible to the average person. And the concerning thing is that people are getting more and more understandably upset about it, but nothing is being done about it. So I want to know, if this continues to get ignored and overlooked, what's going to be the last straw? And I'm genuinely kind of worried about it.